Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Hey, real quick, like spirit is still hot. Like they say, the punch spirit. Oh yeah, Hey, we hitting round 2 now. Round 2. All right. Ready? Shema Yahawah Yahawah AHLAHAYANAWA YAHAWAH Shema Yahawah Yahawah AHLAHAYANAWA YAHAWAH Shema Yahawah Yahawah AHLAHAYANAWA YAHAWAH Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah YAHAWASHI, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah YAHAWASHI, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah YAHAWASHI, Bahashem YAHAWAH AHLAHAYANAWA, AHLAHAYANAWA, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, Bahashem QADASH. Double honor to the Apostle and Bishop of GMS. Much due respect. Since he said, Akim will obey the works, and shalom, shalom to you believers, the Akim, to the brothers and sisters who subscribe to this truth. And as always, THAWADAH, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Give thanks to our power, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, for the QADASH, the Holy Spirit, gives us the understanding of the wisdom and knowledge of the Holy Scripture, and have faith in the true name of our power. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM QADASH. Shalom. What about our brothers or parents? Push the good news out there. Shalom. Today's lesson is going into rise up and doing at ease. In a time where a lot of women, wicked women, are refusing to repent. They're still careless. They're being held accountable for their actions. It's kind of dark. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so we got a video we're going to bring out. Before I even play the video, if you are sick, I highly suggest you don't watch this lesson, especially the clip you're going to play. For you women out there, all right, I suggest you probably don't want to watch this video, this lesson, because we may hit a lot of buttons. Right? This is rated R. We don't give a fuck about your feelings. We're going to tell you the way it is. Right? Because the prophets before us, which was with us in the past, right? The prophets are subject of the prophets, right? So we prophesy in the past, we're doing it right now, just like we did in the past. And the prophets in the past, they're very austere, pushing his word out, compelling people to come back. It was persuading, it was being aggressive, it was threatening pretty much. Right? All right. So we're gonna play this clip right quick, and we're gonna get some scripture that comes to mind. Before I even play the video, I want to bring it out right quick. Copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use. The balance in favor of fair use. All right. So again, we're gonna play this clip. All right. Captain Saberholes. I highly suggest that you don't watch this video. All right. Here we go. It's 3 minutes and like 13 seconds long. All right.
Vicious attack that again raises questions about the criminal justice system. A woman on her way to work at Kennedy Airport was pummeled to the ground, punched, and then kicked at the AirTrain station in Howard Beach. This video is from security cameras at that station. Police did make an arrest, and it turns out the suspect has a long history of attacking people. The victim spoke exclusively to Eyewitness News reporter N.J. Burkett.
Do you know how scared I am now? I was never a person to be scared.
Elizabeth Gomes was beaten so badly, she stands to lose the vision in her right eye. Her head throbs with pain, and she's barely slept in a week. Not since she was attacked in the Howard Beach AirTrain station 6 days ago.
I can't see anything on my right side, honestly. and it just hurts.
Elizabeth was on her way to work at JFK. She had just gotten off the A train and was headed up the stairs to the air train platform when she was attacked from behind, smashed in the head with a bottle, and she never saw it coming. In the MTA's surveillance video, Elizabeth is dragged across the concourse and slammed headlong into a wall. She is punched mercilessly and kicked repeatedly. When a man tries to intervene, he is chased away before the suspect turns back to Elizabeth and kicks her 5 times before he calmly walks away into the transit system. She says he was muttering incoherently about Satan in the moments before the attack.
He's talking about...
And kicks her 5 times before he calmly walks away into the transit system. She says he was muttering incoherently about Satan in the moments before the attack. And kicks her 5 times before he calmly walks away into the transit system. She says he was muttering incoherently about Satan in the moments before the attack.
He's talking about the devil. He's talking about a whole bunch of nonsense.
Her husband is heartbroken and furious.
Man, I watch the video and I tear my heart out. You hear me?
The suspect was later arrested, identified by police as 41-year-old Wahid Foster. In 1995, law enforcement sources say Foster was arrested for murdering his 82-year-old foster grandmother in a brutal beating at the age of 14. 6 years later, he was arrested for stabbing his 21-year-old sister with a screwdriver. And in 2010, arrested for attacking 3 workers at the Creedmoor Psychiatric Center where he was an inpatient. He was on parole at the time of last week's attack. It happened at 5:15 a.m. Elizabeth says there were no police officers anywhere in the station. No one to prevent the attack, and no one on the scene to respond to it.
Every day is an incident in the subway. What happened to all these police officers? They said they will have there to protect us, to be there. There's like nobody to be found. I don't understand.
All right, you saw that, right? Man, it's getting bad for you non-repentant, wicked Israelite women, so-called black women, so-called Hispanic Latino women, Native Indian women, women of the 12 tribes. All right, you see a flag on it somewhere, hey, you want to repent, you go get judged, you don't get. You think about it, that's mercy. Yeah, it could have been far worse for her. That's mercy, man. But you saw how Captain Saberhole tried to save a hole. But old boy, the spirit of vengeance, started jumping at the guy, and the old boy took off.
And mind you, if you look closely at that video, there was somebody with an orange jacket that ran the opposite way and didn't want to help her after he fucking slammed her against the wall. Yeah. And then the simp ass nigga that went to go help her, he was trying to play Captain Saberhole and didn't even get to do shit, but he got scared. Yep, bro.
And she was crying how she was like, what happened to the police officer? There was no one around. And that's supposed to protect us. Just imagine when it's literally all hell just literally broke through. There's literally no 911 call. Ain't no one even try to intervene and help at all. Even try to attempt to help. They just want to mind their own business. Let it be. You got no one to call, no one to help. Apparently she got a man, but Scripture says how a wicked woman is given the portion to a wicked man, just paraphrasing. So most likely that nigga's out of order. So because he's not serving our power, she didn't have the hedge of protection because he didn't have the hedge of protection. You see how important it is for you women to choose wisely on what man is going to be your head. Not just any man is going to be able to protect you. There's only one particular group of men that's going to be able to protect you from the time you come into this, especially from events like that. And it's the men of YAHAWASHI W4Y. The very men that the world looked down on. The very men that our women look at as like they're not high like men. They're scum. They're broke. They're nobodies. All right. That's why she got ass whooped. Because one, most likely she's wicked herself, and a wicked woman's given to a wicked man. All right, she got her ass whooped. That's mercy too. It could have been worse. By the time they come in, you saw how she was crying. Like, she was like, what the cops at? I thought it was the cop would protect her. And she had no help.
And she even said, too, she said, there's always incidences that happen at the subway station. Always, somebody's there to fucking intervene. I see the cops. She's like, all of a sudden, she's being attacked. And she said, there's no one to be found. No cops, no nothing.
And Captain Saberhole couldn't save her. Yeah, no. The spirit of vengeance was on him. He got scared. He ran away. So the time they coming into, go ahead. You simp ass niggas try to intervene with YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI as judgment on these wicked ass women. You may receive the same judgment. Let's say a woman's getting popped by many men. She's getting ravished. You try and play Saberhole. You may be ravished alongside with her by these men. All right?
And they get put to death, right?
Yeah. They go ahead and try to save these women from being butchered to death to put them at the fucking on a plate of a meal. You may add more protein to this shit. You're gonna be put on the fucking menu too. Alright? Go ahead and try to be a simp ass niggas in town and coming in, you're gonna be put to fucking death. Like they say, mind your fucking business. If it doesn't involve you, then mind your business. Because these women, a great number of these women in Babylon, the great aka America, are careless. Right? They're careless. They don't give a fuck about how they carry themselves. They just talk to whoever they talk to men however they want to talk to. They be aggressive towards men, right? But as time goes on, mind you, the clip that we just played today when you were at the gym, was towards the ending of our workout, and I looked at one of the TVs, and one of the TVs was actually showing Fox News actually presenting like a whole like a compilation, like many videos within one clip.
Yeah, a montage
video of showing the high crime rates in Babylon, aka America, and it was showing literally raw footage too on Fox News at the gym. It's showing people getting robbed, getting jumped, a woman getting beat up. And this the video we played was one of them that they played on Fox News at the gym. A well-known, popular, news channel. And like, if you women still not taking heed to that, then hey, you're gonna have to learn the hard way. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM got to deal with you personally, for you to get in order, to get right. Especially the Israelite woman that's in this truth, and you still want to wait until YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, let's see you with a man, right?
Don't work like that.
Right now, if you know that there's a sincere brother in your nearby city, you better go seek him. Just how the elect men are, we chasing YAHAWAH. We seeking him. We not waiting. We seeking him now. We trying to build that bond with him now. So when all hell break loose, right? YAHAWAH can take care of us. All right? He can provide the hedge of protection for us. It's like women, you're a servant of your head, which is like, man, you should be looking for one. No fucking excuses, because there's many brothers in the street that sincerely need help. They literally need help me. All right, you got brothers that they dealing with this and dealing with that, and while this brother's dealing with this and dealing with that, the brother's trying to put together lessons. You got to constantly research and do this and make sure the brother take care of, he's good. And they got to play the role of a woman. He got to cook, clean, wash clothes, and all that. Yo, all you got to do is just serve. But a lot of these women, and that's wicked itself, to be honest. A lot of these Israelite women that claims to be his truth, they want to wait up. They want to wait and hope that YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI will bless her with this particular brother that got so many subscribers, so many views, and people constantly on his channel. The elders constantly making mention of him, right? But you got brothers out there that's pushing the same doctrine, sincere, but they probably don't got as many subscribers, as many views, but they also laboring, they're also putting in the work, right? Just because the brother may be a little more on the heavy set side, that might attract you. The time you're coming into, you don't want to worry about who looks like what. All right, you can seek the protection. All right, but then again, you women ain't gonna learn until all hell breaks fucking loose. And then by then, it'll be too late. It'll be too late for a lot of y'all. Too fucking. let's see. Let me start with that one. I was like, I want to start with this one. When you get that one, let's see. Before you start with that, let me start with this one quick. I think I'm gonna start. I'm gonna like before we start listening. I'm gonna always start. You know, the burning part always scripture before. So second Esdras, right? Second Esdras, chapter 15, verses 1 through 4. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people, right? So Black, Hispanics, and right, Indians, especially those that scattered among the other nations, right? Israelite foreigners, known as spectral birds, confused faces, right? Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord YAHAWASHI. It caused them to be rich and patient, for they are faithful and true. The words they hear are faithful and true. All right, the words of our power are faithful and true. All right. Verse 3. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. So don't let the two period, since they're unable to believe in this doctrine, the word of YAHAWASHI are faithful and true. Don't let them, the unbelievers, trouble you. All right, that speak against thee. Verse 4. For all, not some, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. All right. So if you don't believe in the doctrine that I was talking about, those are the powerful being mentioned. I want to man them down, like-minded brothers that have testimony of YAHAWASHI Mashiach, you just can't believe it. Hey, you got it.
Jump to the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse 9 through 11. Verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare. Engird sackcloth upon your loins.
You can get 12. Yeah, you can get 12. Yeah.
Verse 12. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruits, for the fruitful vines.
So you Israelite woman, right? When you come across this doctrine, you're supposed to be taking heed to it. You're supposed to be watching these lessons, taking notes. You're supposed to be afraid when you hear brothers breaking down prophecies, especially scriptures that are related to how, for example, rise up women at ease, right? The bad, dark time that's coming. You're supposed to be afraid. You're not supposed to be the spirit of murder. You're supposed to be fear and trembling. You're supposed to be taking heed to the doctrine, right? And if anything, you should be taking heed to a prophet, to one of the men of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. You should literally be trying to look for your head. Get ahead. So you can have the hedge of protection. All right. A lot of people are a lot of women are complacent. That's what we have these positions. You're complacent, you're at ease. Right? Just because you still have government assistance, you still have food stamps, child support, family first, SNAP, EBT, Social Security, your VA benefits if you serve in the military. Right? You should, all of those benefits are about to get taken away from you, right? And you're going to desire to be able to go out to the club again, to be able to get your hair done, to beautify yourself. Right? You're going to lament for old times pretty much. You're going to desire things to go back to how it was before, but it's just not going to happen. YAHAWASHI is not going to click rewind and just want it back. No. All right. If anything, he's going to kind of fast forward because the data being short for the electric. He makes a speedy radiance. All right. So if anything, he's fast forward a little bit. All right. He's not going to rewind. All right. But yeah, a lot of women, most of the women here in Babylon, they're at ease, they're complacent, they're careless about their acts. All right. Even the Israelite woman that claims to be in this truth, a lot of them are wicked too, believe it or not. lot more wicked. Just because they got the hair wrap, they know some Hebrew words here and there doesn't mean that she's righteous. We don't know what she's doing behind cameras. But you probably about some outside, dude. Yep. Definitely. You want that head in protection, you should really put in the effort to look for a head right now. Looking for one, not waiting until it may be too late for you. All right? Yeah, everything will be taken away from you. We're going to do things that you're still able to do right now. All right? I said, bird sackcloth upon thy loins when going line. Pretty much get ready to catch hell. People catch hell for being a careless woman and not taking heed to the doctrine, and that's when you're trying to look for an actual head. Most importantly, you refuse to repent. You refuse to fear Yahawah BAHASHAM and get in order in the best of your ability. All right? And you saw, one of the examples, you saw old girl, she had whoop.
I might be too. You saw how she was speaking all like soft, and it made it seem like she might have been innocent or at that point in the interview. That could have been a whole act. She probably literally is a wicked woman that literally caught, judgment, but I think the day was mercy because she could have had it a lot worse. So literally, just because, she was sitting there all scared, oh, there's incidents that happen all the time. I don't know where the police were. I was all alone by myself. No. It was definitely, she definitely, like, especially how the brother was saying, a wicked woman is giving into a function of a wicked man. You're working paraphrasing. She definitely must have to have been wicked for that to happen to her, that literally the one dude with the yellow jacket dipped, and then the other one that came to try to help her got scared and dipped. Literally, that's how you know that was sanctioned, man. That was made to happen like that because her ass was wicked. That's why. All right. So people of this world may feel bad for him, like, oh, that's wrong. No. According to the scriptures, she must have been wicked as hell, and she, if anything, that's worse. It could have been way worse. Way worse. That's probably that should be like a wake up call. Like, man, I need to get in order. All right, so I need to do something so I don't go through this again. All right, but then again, you women are not going to learn until literally all hell breaks loose. And I'm gonna get this right quick, but before I get that, but yeah. So because of you women, you want to remain at ease. You want to be complacent. You feel as you're untouchable. You feel as Esau is 911 is going to be around forever, right? You refuse to take heed to this doctrine. You refuse to walk in fear and trembling, trying to get in order. You pretty much push away the laws of the outside. Let the scripture for itself. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, verses 9 to 12. And then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torment. A lot of you are doing that right now. Believe it or not, you're doing it right now. You may not say it, but your attitude is probably doing your worst. Right? You're going to be put in a pitiful case because you just spitefully cast away, the ways of our power. You don't want to get in order. You want to be a woman that leads off her own understanding. You want to keep living in your pleasure. You want to do what you want to do. Right? Only God can judge you. But guess what? He's going to judge your ass soon. Verse 10. For such as in their life have received benefit and have not known me, and they that have loaded my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not. It's Isaac. Verse 12. The same must know it, death by pain. So going to that word loaded, they go into it's a feel intense dislike or disgust for. Similar terms for loaded with hate, despise, hatred, animosity, strong hostility. So that one's loaded. Loaded. So pretty much, your behavior is speaking very loud and clear. Your behavior is showing our power that you have an intense dislike. You despise the ways of our power. Right? You don't want to get in order.
You want to walk in the ways based on your own understanding. All right. You don't want to get in order according to the scriptures. All right. All right. So guess what? The only way you're going to know it is the only way you're going to learn is to death by payment. Something worse than old girl that got on the clipping plate. Right? You got it.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her.
Right. So that woman, she had to be wicked as hell. A wicked woman is far more wicked than any sins, any wickedness. There's a scripture too. I think it's in somewhere in Ecclesiasticus. It goes into how give me any plague, but the plague of a wicked woman, something like that. All right. But yeah, most likely, she was wicked as hell. If she wasn't wicked, if she was really trying her best to serve our power, she would have never experienced that. Right? In my view, the clip showed that she has a man that's dealing with her. So most likely, the wicked woman is a portion of a wicked man.
He said he was heartbroken. He was torn looking at the video.
So most likely, he's wicked as hell because if he's wicked as hell, he's of this world. She did not have the hedge of protection because he doesn't have the hedge of protection from YAHAWASHI Yahawashi. See how this works? It's very important for you. Woman to choose wisely on which man you want to choose to lay down with, so he can become his woman. Right? The only type of man that can really protect you from the time you're now and the time you're coming into is the elect men of YAHAWASHI Yahawashi. The men who y'all like to scoff at. He wears the dresses. They're out there, reading Bibles, talking all crazy, this and that. You look down on us because we not of the world. We don't got the nice crispy hairlines. All right, and etc. We don't look pretty boys. We're rugged men, we're scared men. Those gonna be the kind of men that's gonna save the time you're coming into. All right, not these so-called men today. All right.
But that scripture that the brother was quoting is literally up a couple of verses, still in Ecclesiasticus chapter 25. It reads, "Give me any plague, but the plague of the heart, any wickedness, but the wickedness of a woman, and any affliction, but the affliction from them that hate me, any revenge, but the revenge of mine enemies."
And it's sad to say, but a man would rather have any form of plague. These men, like, he would rather dwell with such. He would rather dwell with a lion or a dragon than to be under the roof with a wicked woman's family, right? If you wicked woman will literally bring death onto his man, stress, pillars of headaches, right? And I'm talking about, the wicked one. I ain't talking about the future sisters. I'm talking about the wicked one. If you was fit, fucking strap it on and go take a fucking marathon and shit. Go make some adjustments. All right, if you're feeling, all right, because we're here to warn you. If you don't get in order, you're going to experience something like old girl in that clip or worse. This speech that this is going to be something far more worse for a lot of women. All right. See. Let me get up here. Yeah. All right. So, this is how important the elect men are. All right. For example, right, the book of Isaiah, chapter 12, 13. The book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 12. I will make a man. About the elect man, right? I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Why? Because a lot of men are going to die. A lot of men are here in Babylon. A lot of men here about to soon get drafted to World War III so they can go over to the Valley of Jehoshaphat, YAHAWASHI in the Middle East. Yahweh's judgment. It's a judge. A lot of men are going to die. The scripture goes into how the virgin shall mourn, not having no help me, the wife more because the husband died in the war, just paraphrasing. So a lot of men are going to die. There's going to be a shortage. There's even going to be a famine on men. Yep. A shortage on men. All right? And the reason why these elect men also are going to be made more precious than fine gold, we're going to purchase Psalms H3365, YAHAWAH goes into esteem, right? And go to esteem, it goes to respect, admiration, typically for a person, and that's cool for the elect, all right? Be prized, be valued, be costly, be highly valued. So these elect men who the world look down on right now, especially our women, right? You're going to soon realize that you women are not prized. You know, at the end of the day, you women have an important role, right? But you got to realize that, you know, the men play a very, very heavy role because they're the one that actually carry life, right? They're the one who who can actually protect you, defend you, lead you, right? Because you women can't lead yourself. Look at the majority of women today. You guys think too emotionally. Yeah, men think logically. You think based on the wisdom and knowledge, not feelings, not emotions. So the elect men are going to be highly prized. They're going to be respected and admired. They're going to be valuable, costly, right? Because there's very few of them. There's not many of them. They're going to be highly valuable in that time. Why? Yeah.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 32 and verse 2. I'll read 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Behold, a king shall rule, a king shall reign in righteousness, and princes shall rule in judgment. And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of waters in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land.
Yep. So these the elect men. This is one of the many reasons why the elect men are going to be so precious in that time. More precious than fine gold because they're going to be the ones to give a heads of protection. Not Ray Ray, not Deshaun, not pretty boy looking niggas. She rolling around here today, all right? Looking all feminine and shit, all soft, just letting you get away with any fucking thing, letting you take charge. Talk to them all fucking crazy and let them get away. Nah, all right? The very men that's going to give you a head protection, make sure that you got food in your stomach, water to drink, proper clothing on your back, proper clothing, right? To dress modestly, right? To protect you when the enemy comes like a flood. The very men that's going to get you up in the chariots to prevent you from getting caught up in the lake of fire is going to be the elect men, all right? Yeah, and they're going to be highly valuable, highly costly. They're going to finally be respected. They're finally going to be respected that day. And that time, all hell breaks loose. As so-called men today are not able to provide what the elect men will provide: protection, food, water, tampons, you know, on the weekly, monthly cycle, right? You being able to sleep comfortably, take a shower. Right? You gotta deal with, you know, the wicked ass woman that's out there. Right? You got
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
Yes, so achievement, right? In that day, so few men will be left that 7 women will fight for each man's saving. Let us all, we will provide our own food and clothing, only let us take your name, so we won't be mocked as old men. So mind you, says in that day, so few men will be left, because what, a lot of people want to die, and there's more women to men ratio. And because of that great death within that ratio, while a great number of women being put to death, there's going to be a shortage on men. That's why the elect men will be made more precious than fine gold. They're going to be highly costly, right? They're going to be highly valuable, be prized. Like, they actually going to be the prize, all right? Seven women will take over 1 minute for a complete number of women. If we said or more, is going to be willing to be wise with the elect men, so they can have the head of protection. All right, we can be delivered from the lake of fire and from all hell breaking loose, being dumped in the chariot, and part of first fruit in the kingdom of heaven. All right, and you can have, you know, the riches, the resources that your husband's going to get, and he's going to make sure that you're good too. All right, your husband's going to take care of all of you, because your husband, your future husband, is going to be highly rewarded. And, you know, he's going to make sure that his woman, his servants are well taken too. Right? Regardless if you got like 20 wives, 100 wives, they're all going to be loved and all going to take care of them. Right? Because in the NLT version, it says, like in the KJV version, it says, to take away our reproach. Right? They're going to be resting upon shame. They're going to be highly ashamed. They're going to come to realize, damn, you know, they want to start having flashbacks of all the wickedness they've done. They're going to be wishing that they never had done this, they never had done that. They're going to wish that they were actual virgins. They're going to wish that they never let this lame ass nigga papa, these lame ass niggas papa, let this fucking lesbianist chick papa with a fucking, you know, fake ass rod, right? They're going to be reflecting off of the bad decisions they made, right? And they're going to be highly ashamed, all right? That especially that level of pride. I can't wait until I can just go around and I don't see a prideful ass face, and if I do, may YAHAWASHI W4Y destroy that. All right, and mind you, the only way the women are going to be saved too.
This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 15. And it reads, "Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing." Read it again. "Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing, if they continue in the faith and charity and holiness with sobriety."
Okay. So the only way you women are going to be saved, one, you better hope that not only you come across an elect man, but you better hope that he's willing to accept you to be one of the wives that you want to rebuild a nation with. You better have some kind of skill set. You better know how to cook, you better know how to sew, you better know how to actually please a man, learn how to be obedient, learn how to be led. Just let your man take over, let him lead. You just follow. Trust in him. Be a pillar of rest, not a pillar of headaches. All right? Don't be trying to talk to him like he's one of your friends, like he's one of your little homeboys. All right? You better talk to him like he's literally your Lord.
Remember, the woman was made for the man, not the man for the woman.
All right. One thing that scripture, I think, is in Spirits of Vengeance one, because that guy had the Spirits of Vengeance on his ass.
Yeah.
And expect to see a lot more of that, because we got remember now, we're coming to a time where a lot of prisoners are about to be released from prison, and you got a lot of the Venezuelan prisoners that are being dropped off over here.
Yep, and the southern borders of Texas, Arizona, California. I think that's just those three, but yeah, you know, you get the point. They being dropped off in these southern places on the border of Babylon, and they're just giving the promise to Babylon, like, hey, y'all handle this, y'all take the problems away from us. It's because they're liquidating the fucking prison system in Venezuela, man. I mean, they're shutting them down. They can't have them then. They're giving their promise to Babylon. That's how you know shit is about to get fucking beyond crazy here in Babylon. Now you got the criminals of Babylon being released already. and then the criminals from another country being brought here.
Yep. I got that scripture too. We can end it with that. So the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, 39, verse 28, right? There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Right? So that guy, he had a spirit of vengeance on him. YAHAWASHI W4Y put such spirit on that guy to do what he did to old girl. And expect to see a lot more of that. Especially, but you definitely want to have a lot of serial killers out here. Right? Probably those well-known serial killers from the past, probably reincarnated here today. Probably they're gonna have that psycho serial killer mindset, that spirit of vengeance on them to get you wicked 2/3.
I want to get that.
Especially you women.
The evil angels.
The evil angels one. I can look up on here.
That was definitely good.
Yeah.
I think definitely was
Right quick. Bear with me. Use of technology is not this. Let's see. Use this one. Evil. Let's see. Oh, no, it's gonna be it. Okay. Yeah, we're getting there with that.
1749. Damn. Okay, come. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 48. It's like 78, verse 49. Let's see. Okay. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them.
So you got angels on the right hand side, you got angels on the left hand side. You got angels that work miracles, right? You got angels that will put spirit on people to have what spirit of vengeance on them, to do wickedness, to put this person to death, to do this to this person, like to do some evil shit, right? And mind you, when all hell literally break loose, when shit hits the fan, who's going to get it the worst? Women and children, right? When I have a lot of men, I'm just going to fold too. Those men, I'm talking about you fucking simps. You always trying to save you were always trying to put on the Captain Save a Whole badge, right? When you always think that the woman is innocent. She's not fucking innocent, man. When you see a woman going through such an event, she was wicked as hell. Either she did something in this life or she did something in her past life, right? And her wicked works followed her to this life, and she got judged for it. All right, just because you don't understand how judgment works from YAHAWASHI W4Y doesn't mean that that's not what's really happening. We understand through the spiritual part of YAHAWASHI W4Y that she was judged because she was wicked as hell, either this life or her past life. She got what she deserved. If anything, again, that was mercy. And shalom to the option coming for YAHAWASHI W4Y. Right? She received judgment. All right, and expect to see a lot more of that. That's literally going to be the new norm. Women getting effed up like she's a man. I wouldn't be surprised that one day we walk out in the street and you see a woman being suplexed. Hey, you see two dudes trying to do a fucking double DDT on her, start stomping her out and shit. It's gonna get bad for your woman, man. It's gonna be a backyard wrestling night. It's gonna 5-star on your ass and shit. They're gonna choke slam your ass. They're gonna F you. The 5-finger shuffle with the John Cena 5-finger shuffle. You're gonna do the rock. He's gonna turnbuckles and
the fucking 619.
Rey Mysterio. It may sound funny, but you gotta get happy. All right, either you repent now, get right with our power, and actually seek for a man of the Lord of YAHAWASHI W4Y, so you can have that hedge of protection. Don't wait until all hell break loose, hoping that you put a claim on this brother. Now it doesn't work that way. You know, you want to get this brother because he got a lot of views, he got a lot of subscribers, right? You know, he may look very attractive to you, right? But you may not get him. You may get a brother that's true that may be on, like, you know, on the heavier side. You may get a brother who may not seem appealing to you, all right? Right? But you know, you gonna learn the hard way, all right? I don't know how many times I'm gonna say that, but you gonna learn the hard way. All right? So, no, we're gonna before we actually close out the lesson, I want to play that clip again for the brother that's on the live right now, so you can understand the video that we're doing a lesson on right now. And then once the video is done, then we actually close out. Put the copyright disclaimer up again. So you don't get flagged. Right? And mind you, it's like 3 minutes and 13 seconds long.
Vicious attack that again raises questions about the criminal justice system. A woman on her way to work at Kennedy Airport was pummeled to the ground, punched, and then kicked at the air train station in Howard Beach. This video is from security cameras at that station. Police did make an arrest, and it turns out the suspect has a long history of attacking people. The victim spoke exclusively to Eyewitness News reporter Injay Burgett.
Do you know how scared I am now? I was never a person to be scared.
Elizabeth Gomes was beaten so badly, she stands to lose the vision in her right eye. Her head throbs with pain, and she's barely slept in a week. Not since she was attacked in the Howard Beach Air Train Station 6 days ago.
I can't see anything on my right side, honestly. And it just hurts.
Elizabeth was on her way to work at JFK. She had just gotten off the A train and was headed up the stairs to the air train platform when she was attacked from behind, smashed in the head with a bottle, and she never saw it coming. In the MTA's surveillance video, Elizabeth is dragged across the concourse and slammed headlong into a wall. She is punched mercilessly and kicked repeatedly. When a man tries to intervene, he is chased away before the suspect turns back to Elizabeth and kicks her 5 times before he calmly walks away into the transit system. She says he was muttering incoherently about Satan in the moments before the attack.
He's talking about...
And kicks her 5 times before he calmly walks away into the transit system. She says he was muttering incoherently about Satan in the moments before the attack. And kicks her 5 times before he calmly walks away into the transit system. She says he was muttering incoherently about Satan in the moments before the attack.
He's talking about the devil. He's talking about a whole bunch of nonsense.
Her husband is heartbroken and furious.
Man, I watch the video and I tear my heart out. You hear me?
The suspect was later arrested, identified by police as 41-year-old Wahid Foster. In 1995, law enforcement sources say Foster was arrested for murdering his 82-year-old foster grandmother in a brutal beating at the age of 14. 6 years later, he was arrested for stabbing his 21-year-old sister with a screwdriver. And in 2010, arrested for attacking 3 workers at the Creedmoor Psychiatric Center where he was an inpatient. He was on parole at the time of last week's attack. It happened at 5:15 a.m. Elizabeth says there were no police officers anywhere in the station. No one to prevent the attack, and no one on the scene to respond to it.
Every day is an incident in the subway. What happened to all these police officers? They said they will have there to protect us, to be there. There's like nobody to be found. I don't understand.
You saw it there, right? It's getting worse for you women. A lot of you women are being held accountable for your careless acts. It's only going to increase it more. Right? Just because that comes to your city yet, your neighborhood, it means it's not going to come. Right? You better repent before it's too late. Right? They're willing to edifying on YAHAWAH RATAZA and to put a lot of more fear into you, to have fear from power. There's not enough fear for YAHAWASHI. It's going to increase, right? Below willing, again, is that fine? I'm going to close out. Be praises, time and growth.
YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM QADASH. Right, the honor to the apostles and elders and bishops, team members, to respect the faculty and leaders in the work. Shalom, shalom. To you believers, and I be consistent with the truth. As always, DTA about the ball soon, Kwame Nasrallah. The water to the men hockey, and one, shalom.